Hey everybody, this is Pam with Trust in Your Process, and I decided to come on and do kind of like a brain dump video. I am going through, or I should say, I'm continuing with this feeling that I cannot shake. I feel like I'm in a vicious loop again with last year. If you follow my station, you already know that I gave up my apartment, downsized everything to move into my van, and moved into the van, but parked it outside of my daughter's house. So technically, you know, I don't consider it like your traditional van life. It was my safety net, if you will. But what did come from that was my strong resonance with minimalism and really questioning purchases and do I really need this, and then it also gave me an opportunity to take a break because I really did not have to work so much, that I could take some time to just take a breather. And that happened. That year went by. I came into that agreement with my daughter that I would live, outside her house / inside her guest bedroom, which was more the guest bedroom, to be honest with you, than outside in the van. But I also was able to assist with the new baby, to give her some support when she went through her postpartum. And she also gave me the freedom to have an environment, a safe environment, to just exhale. And here we are a year later, about to approach. It's time for me to go. It's time for me to go on her end. She needs her space. She needs privacy with her family, her husband, her 2 children, and she needs her own environment without her mother in it. And I need that as well. So here I am now, working, just about to start a new job on the 17th. So now I'll have two jobs, all to what? Have enough money to go back into an apartment. It's just something about that just bothers me, to be able to just, I feel like that's all I'm meant to do is to work and pay rent. It's driving me to a point of unfamiliar areas, because I'm really contemplating sleeping in my vehicle, living out of my vehicle. But I'm also battling that judgment, society judgment, and you would think I would be over it, but I'm not. That shit is embedded. Where would I go? What would I do? I'm gonna be 55 living in my vehicle, and that whole stigma is alive in my head. And yet the same voice of, it makes no sense to pay $800, $900 for an area that is never going to be mine. And I feel like I'm just throwing money away. Granted, I love the idea that I can come home to my space and have a place to call my own, a wonderful place that I can decorate, and it can be my tranquil place for my tea and my meditation and my journaling, and that's really important to me. That I have learned. That is important to me. But somehow I have got to find it without having to pay out the ass for it. And I feel myself being pulled mentally with, what do I do? Part of me is, okay, this gonna sound some like somewhat woohoo, but I feel like I'm being called by a higher force to say step, so that you can see that there's more to you, instead of playing it safe, if that makes sense. And I swear that is the most scariest step to take. Yeah. So I started mapping out, what my expenses are if I take on these two jobs, and how much each job will pay, which they're paying very minimal. I mean, they're not even paying, in my opinion, minimum wage, but they are paying minimum wage. But I think minimum wage should be 15, but they're not paying that. So, so by the time I'm doing all that, working, and if I don't pay rent, I still may have about $500 left over a month. And this is what I'm doing too, so let you'll know. The jobs that I'm getting are jobs that I find that are helping me get up and move my body. You'll know if you follow my channel, I work for Instacart part-time, and I shop in the store. It really allows me to get paid to take steps. So I literally walk around shopping as if it's my stuff, learning about new things, bending and having to lift water, and so I'm really getting my exercise and I'm getting paid for it. However, with Instacart, they don't allow you to work more than 29 hours. And I'm really lucky if I get 20 hours. So naturally, I'm going to be looking for something else, and I just signed on with Starbucks. Now, I always set up in Starbucks. I mean, I've always said that I would love to work in this environment. I would love to work in the Starbucks environment. I would love to work for the company because I like what they stand for. But I was always intimidated that it would probably be too taxing on my body. Well, after working for Instacart, I got all kinds of confidence up because my body is kicking ass, So I applied, got hired basically on the spot. The woman loved my energy. Long story though, the direct district manager walked up to me, and I was sitting in a store, and I didn't know she was a district manager. It was a new opening store, and that day that I was sitting in there was the first day opening. So she kind of walked up and said, "Hey, how are you? Isn't this a nice, wonderful place?" We just started talking. So she learned that I'm a somewhat expert on the Starbucks because I believe in going to Starbucks, seeing if it has a nice attitude. I told her about a location that I would always set up at, but I decided not to go back to because their environment changed, and it turned out to be one of her stores. So after I told her why I stopped going, she agreed with me and said that is the reason why she put a different person in the store to change the energy back around. Long story short, I told her, I said, I always wanted to work for Starbucks, but I was intimidated. So she told me, no, you have to apply. She wants a nice balance of people, diversity, someone like older like me that comes with the wisdom and the maturity, along with the youngins who has the energy and the drive mixed together in her stores. So I told her, I said, okay, fine. I looked at that as a sign. I got people said that over and over throughout the years, and I just was like, nah. So just before I was leaving, I said goodbye, and she turned around and said, Pam, don't forget, I'm gonna look for that application. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna go home and apply. So I went home and applied, came back up there to see if she was there for the week, but she wasn't. Met the manager of the store, who we just hit it off. And she says, I love your energy. She asked me to set up an interview. We wound up standing there talking so much and I asked all my questions. And I said, I feel like I've already asked all my questions. And she said, I feel like that too. Can I offer you the job? So I said, yeah. You know what? I'm going to take the job. I'm going to let that be my primary, because with Starbucks, you can work as long as you work 20 hours, you have health insurance. But not only that, in Starbucks community, in the culture, in the business of Starbucks, there are so many women in leadership, and I like that. So many women have started out just doing the barista basic work, and now are executive this or executive that or director this, and that's my goal. I said, you know what, for right now, I'm going to get into the door. I'm going to still get paid to move my body, but this time I'm also going to get paid to work on my people skills and greet and meet people. And I won't have to do it, 9 hours a day. I literally go in a certain time, I leave, I take that little break, and I go to Instacart. So to me, it breaks the monotony. So that's a win-win. But now I'm wondering, is that just old habit of, okay, I got my job security. I'm not confident to break out on my own, to freelance and build my own community and writing business, and and I feel like that is probably where I'm meant to be, but now I'm not quite sure how to break the chains of the job mentality, if that makes sense to you guys. So that's where I stand right now. So all that to say, I am strongly considering moving into my truck. And not the bed of the truck. I don't like the idea of laying in the bed with a camper top over it and having to get out if there was an emergency. That I would be in this inside. And I'm sure if you guys follow my channel and you follow other van lifers and car dwellers and things like that, you already know, you're putting up stuff at the window. You are basically making it to a point where you can sleep. You are doing your business outside until the middle of the night when you're going to have your can or whatever that is. In my case, though, I have to going to the bathroom in the middle of the night is a real big deal for me. I have figured out that I at least get up once in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. And that's usually, a number one. But it has been as many times as maybe even 3 times. And that's if I'm drinking a lot of water. But obviously, going into this lifestyle, I know to stop my water intake or my fluid intake at a certain times and release myself so that I'm not peeing all through the night. But in case I have to, there's got to be a way for me to do that. And I already have my bucket system, but that sucker is big. So I don't know if that's going to be the same system in here. I don't know. But I did see a video of a guy who has the same truck I have, and I didn't realize that the back of my seats go up. Like, this whole back bed flips up, and that whole area becomes available. So that might be something that I'm thinking about. I am definitely interested in what you guys think. And I will say this. Well, if you follow my channel, you already know. Don't lead with the bullshit. If you got something sincere to say, I want to hear it. Other than that, take the shit someplace else. That's just the bottom line. And if, whatever. But I'm throwing it out there so that I can really get a sense of what you guys think. So yeah. Anyway, thank you for listening for this long. This has been almost 15 minutes. So until next time, I'm gonna try to make more videos because I do want to start building my channel to possibly generate some income from my channel. And yeah. So until next time, this is Pam tuning out. Remember who loves you, as always, and take care.